What's up, everybody? Welcome to Best Massage Tech, where today I'm taking a look at the Amazon Halo. So the Amazon Halo is a fitness or activity tracker, very similar to an Apple Watch or a Fitbit or a Whoop, in the sense that it uses a 3-axis gyroscope and accelerometer, along with measuring your basometabolic rate to provide feedback. When you get started with the Amazon Halo, it's going to ask you for your height, weight, age, and gender, and that's going to help you create a profile. Once you have that profile created, it does have the ability to track 4 different things, and that is activity, sleep, tone, and body composition. Focusing on activity, the Halo measures number of steps, calories burned, resting heart rate, maximum heart rate, as well as how much time you spend in each activity level from intense to sedentary, and it uses that time amount to create a score. And that score is based on a 150-point weekly goal. And the way those points are awarded is that you get 2 points for 1 minute in an intense zone, 1 point for 1 minute in moderate activity zone, 1 point for 20 minutes of light activity, and you lose 1 point for every 1 hour you spend in sedentary zone. Now, this activity is detected automatically by the Halo. However, if you're not wearing it or if it's not on tight enough and reading it, you do have the ability to manually enter that activity level after you've completed it. And if you're looking for ideas when it comes to activity, you can go into the app and look at the Discover page, and there's many different workout options from beginner to advanced that you can choose from that are going to help you reach those activity goals for the week. So the next thing that the Halo tracks is sleep, and similar to activity, it is based on a score. The score for sleep is out of 100 and is based on 4 different categories. And those categories are total time asleep, amount of time it took you to fall asleep, the amount of time you were awake throughout the night, and how much time you spent in each sleep stage. And a score of 85 or higher is considered to be a great sleep, and a score of 70 or below is suggested that you need to make some modifications to your sleep routine. The third thing that the Halo tracks is tone, and this is something that I've never seen on a fitness tracker before, so Amazon is breaking ground with this feature, but it does have a built-in mic that it used to track the tone of your daily conversations and interactions. And what they claim to do is take a voice snapshot randomly throughout the day based on the positivity and tone of your interactions, and it uses that to provide feedback on those conversations.
There are so many ways we can react to a situation. We can raise our voices, laugh it off, or make it a teaching moment. Sometimes we're in complete control of the way we sound, but often our tone of voice comes from more than just what's in front of us. When we better understand what makes us sound the way we do, we can make the choices that improve our relationships. And our relationships have a big impact on our overall health. In fact, strong social connections are just as important as adequate sleep, being fit, having a good diet, or even not smoking. So when your relationships are kept healthy, you are kept healthy. And you can be there for those who matter most. Sounds nice, doesn't it?
So initially, when you set up your Amazon Halo, it's going to have you read 6 paragraphs that it's going to use to create what they call a voice profile. And based on the tone of you reading those paragraphs, it's going to provide you with adjectives that are going to give you feedback on your conversations throughout the day. And those adjectives are going to range from more positive to more negative. And there's 12 different adjectives that they use to provide this feedback. And those adjectives are amazed, excited, delighted, content, appreciative, caring, reserved, discouraged, worried, displeased, irritated, and enraged. And throughout the day, it's going to be taking these random voice snapshots, and it's going to tell you how long you spent throughout the day in each of these various categories. And this feature can really help you if you have a lot of interactions with children and you're not sure how your tone is coming across, or in a business setting, you're not sure how you're coming across. And it's just a simple feedback. And if anybody's concerned about privacy, Amazon does claim that none of these conversations or audio recordings are stored, And you do have the capability of turning this feature completely off on your Amazon Halo if you'd like to. And the final thing that the Amazon Halo tracks is body composition. And this is a super important one for those of you that are trying to track improvements on your body. Simply tracking weight on a scale is never an accurate thing to do. And so what the Amazon Halo does, it uses computer vision and app-based learning to provide you feedback on your body fat composition. And really the big benefit of this is that you're able to track this in the comfort of your own home. You don't need to go to a doctor's office and have a bod pod scan. And there are certainly smart scales at home and regular scales, but this is gonna be a much more accurate representation of your body composition, and it's gonna be able to provide you a much more accurate sense of the improvements that you're making as you're progressing towards your activity goals. And similar with the voice, if you are concerned about privacy, Amazon does claim that none of these snapshots are backed up or saved anywhere. They are simply saved on your phone, and you have the ability to go in and delete them yourself if you'd like. So the initial cost of the Halo is $64.99. After that, it is a monthly subscription of $3.99. However, with that $64.99, you do get the first 6 months free, and then the $3.99 starts charging on your 7th month. But with that, I do want to provide some of my personal thoughts on this. I've now been wearing this for about 3 months, and candidly, a lot of this feedback is going to be based on a comparison to the Whoop, which I've been wearing for well over a year now. And personally, I think there are some great things of the Amazon Halo. I do really like the tone feature. It's not something that I find myself using really at all, but I think it's unique, being that it is the first one that I've seen that actually has a built-in mic to be able to track that. And secondly, the body composition part is really, really unique. However, it is a bit creepy the way that it creates sort of this 3D rendering of your body. I think it's very valuable and obviously very beneficial for people that are trying to track that sort of activity. It's going to be much more accurate than a scale or even a smart scale. So really, really, good information there. But for me personally, I just find that it doesn't have a lot of things that I would really like. Two specifically being not tracking HRV and not tracking respiratory rate. In terms of the fit and feel, I do really like how narrow the band is. However, the body housing on it to me is just a little bit too elevated. I find it to be a bit more uncomfortable when I'm sleeping with it under my pillow at night. The strap itself, in terms of getting it on and off, it's relatively easy. It's just a little Velcro strap here, which actually is pretty convenient because while they do claim that this does last about a week in the battery life, I found that personally it only lasts me about 2 days, so I am taking it off quite a bit more than I'd like to. And that's because in order to charge it, you have to physically take it off and put it in the charger. And so I'm gonna say both between the battery life on this and the charger that they both suck. So the reason I say that is because the charger itself is just really stupid to me. It's this clamp that has a couple little pegs in here that you have to line up with the bottom side of your Halo. If they don't line up right, it doesn't charge, that those prongs aren't exactly lined up. So I find myself having to move it around a lot. And the fact that you have to physically take it off to charge it, I found that I'm almost taking it off to charge it and put it on the charger for just as long as I'm wearing it each week. And for me, it kind of defeats the purpose of wearing it. I want to be able to wear it and not have to take it off. I want to be able to track every activity. And that's what I really like about the Whoop, is that you don't have to take it off to charge it. So just in comparison, I've got my Whoop charger here. You do just slide it on and you can actually physically charge it while you're wearing it. And you don't have to ever actually take it off. So big upside to the Whoop there. And again, I just think the way these prongs line up and how often you have to charge it is just a huge, huge downside for me on the Halo. And really the way they lay out the information that it does track, I find that it's just not really that intuitive. Again, comparing it to the Whoop, which provides you weekly and monthly assessment based on different habits that you have, the way it tracks your sleep, the way it tracks your activity. I just find that I like the Whoop a lot more. Now, the Halo obviously is much cheaper. It's a much more budget-friendly option. So it's maybe more of a beginner level fitness tracker that certainly is going to be able to do a lot of things for somebody that's just looking for generalized information on their activity throughout the day. So that's just my personal thoughts. Again, not really for me, but still does have some unique features. So if you do have any questions about the Halo, go ahead and drop it down in the comments down below. I probably won't be wearing this much more after this video, but I'll be glad to provide any sort of thoughts on my feedback for the 3 months that I have worn it. Otherwise, I appreciate you watching. That's a review.